is Tori. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications so you never miss when I post a brand new video. Alright, today guys, I'm going to be going in depth about my feminine hygiene routine and some tips and tricks about how to keep your overall feminine health like in check and keep everything on point, because we all know that's really important. Y'all, if I seem a little out of it, honestly, this is like my 5th time recording this video. I kid you not. Like, I recorded it so many times and deleted it because I just didn't think it was up to par. So I do want to make a couple disclaimers before I get into the bulk of this video. One being, I'm not a professional. What works for me may not work for you, but at the end of the day, consult a doctor if you have any real questions. Like, everything that I'm speaking on is from personal experience and research that I've conducted, but it's still not the gospel, you know what I mean? 2, I do want to say, please do not leave any negativity in my comments if a girl does not know how to clean herself or like something like that, you know what I mean? And I don't want to see any men leaving any negativity in my comments when y'all know y'all have boo-boo gluing y'all cheeks together. So just leave the positivity in the comments. I want everything to be completely constructive, and if you have any things you want to comment about your routine or anything like that, leave it down below. But yeah, just make sure everything's positive and constructive because I want everybody to support everybody over here. Since we're talking about support, that brings me to my 3rd thing. I do want to plug some of the channels that I've been loving recently. If you love my videos, you're going to love their videos as well. So I just wanted to support other girls because I get in my comments a lot of people comparing me to like Chloe Yasmin and people like that. So instead of me talking about y'all comparing me to them, I'm just going to support them. Chloe Yasmin, Michaela, Anaya Forever, and Cameron Hope are just to name a few, but I also watch Leah Williams, you know, people like that. I'm not saying they need my help or need me to plug them, but you know what I mean? Like, they're girls with all different follower counts that I enjoy watching. So do with that information what you will. I just want to say that everybody's body's different, and what, like I said in the beginning, what works for me may not work for you. But I'm just making this video to help spread love and like self-love and help promote that, because I really want there to be no stigma surrounding a woman's vagina, like how it smells, how it tastes, how it looks. Everything's gonna be different. Just because yours might not look how society deems it's supposed to, that doesn't mean that it's not valid. You know, everybody's body is valid and acceptable. She's yelling at the dog. This video is really just to promote body positivity and self-love, and I really want you guys to get to know yourselves through this video and things like that. I just want this to be a complete and utter safe space because I know what it's like to struggle with self-love, you know what I mean? People of all shapes, sizes, colors all struggle with loving themselves for whatever reason may be, and I've definitely struggled with loving my body. And if I can help make somebody feel comfortable in their own skin or help them feel comfortable about something that they have going on, then I think I'm doing my job. You know, if I can help one person feel better about themselves, then I'm doing something right, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to put that out there, put a little disclaimer on this video before we get into everything. Let's just hop right into the video. There are a few things I want to say about cleaning your downstairs. One being that a vagina is going to smell like it regardless of what products you put on it, whatever. Everybody's smells different. If yours smells like fresh roses and it's always smelled like that, then that's dope, you know what I mean? But over here we just smell like regular old, you know, vagina. Like, and it's common for people to just have like a regular old smell, like, you know what I mean? No matter what products you use and how you wash it, it's always going to have that vaginal smell. Okay, so there's 2 different things. There's your vagina and there's your vulva. You do not clean your vagina cleans itself. The vagina is the canal that you have, that hole, and then the inner canal that goes inside of you, that is your vagina. Everything else on the outside is classified as your vulva, where the hair grows, things like that, which is a part that you are allowed to clean. Your vagina is a self-cleaning oven, as you may have heard people refer to it as. So it cleans itself. You don't really want to mess with it, and it's processed. It does what it needs to do. But the rest, you know, there might be buildup, discharge, things like that. I do get into the shower, I wash my hair, I wash my body, blah blah blah, but I save everything downstairs for last because I don't want any excess products from my hair or my body wash getting down there and then me washing it and having to wash it again. Like, that's pointless. We're not doing that. So my holy grail is really the Dove Deep Moisture. It's a very mild soap, and professionals say that you can use just water, like warm water, to wash down there, but I know a lot of people like to use a mild unscented soap. This is a very mild soap, but it's stronger than the Baby Dove soap I'm going to show you. So I like to use this to clean my behind and sometimes my downstairs, like, you know, but it's all personal preference. But you guys know I've mentioned this for that before. And then we have the Baby Dove. This is the sensitive skincare hypoallergenic wash. This is fragrance free, which is super important. I'm going to tell y'all, you do not want any fragrances down below. You don't want to put anything fragranced or like, you know, with scents and stuff down there because that'll throw off your pH balance, which will lead to yeast infections and other things like that, which are totally not fun. That's not what we want to do. That's not the vibe. This is sensitive and they use it on babies, so it's perfect for down there. It literally has no scent. It just smells like soap. So what I like to do is I take this and I squirt a couple pumps of it on a baby washcloth. I don't have any baby washcloths to show to you guys today, but you can get them at Target, Walmart, Dollar General, and I left all of them at my dad's house, so that's why I can't show you guys any. But yeah, I use them all the time, or you can just use your hands. That works too. I wouldn't recommend using a regular washcloth to clean your vagina or your vulva. It can be really rough, so if you're gonna use one, use like a really soft one, like a baby washcloth. But the thing about washcloths is that it holds so much bacteria when it sits overnight. So if you can afford to regularly wash your washcloths, by all means, that's what I would recommend doing, because y'all, the bacteria that it holds, like, you do not want to keep reusing it. But if you can't like wash them all the time, then that's completely understandable. But yeah, I just take a couple pumps of this and then I wash, and then I always wash front to back the same way you should be wiping. You never want to wipe back to front, because that's how you get bacteria from your behind up in the front part, and we do not want that. You wash front to back, and I usually like use two different things to wash my front and my back, like usually, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so I take a couple pumps of the baby dove on a washcloth or my hands and just wash, and I leave it sit for a minute, and so it can like kind of, you know, really do what it needs to do, and then I rinse it out. You can use your detachable shower head, just whatever you can to like rinse that out, get all the soap out. And I have two products that I've been loving recently. These are both by the Honey Pot. These are the foaming wash. This is the sensitive and this is the normal. I love these because they are formulated specifically for, you know, vaginal care. It's plant-based feminine care, and it's 100% natural, and it's supposed to balance your pH to a 3.5 through a 4.5, which is right around where it's supposed to be. Even though it says it contains colloidal silver, which I saw a review that said if you're trying to get pregnant, avoid that. So just wanted to throw that out there. I've only been using these for a couple of days, so I can't give you a hard, concrete, solid 100% review, but the few days that I have been using them, they haven't done me wrong. I love the sensitive one because I am very sensitive, but this one works wonders as well. It just says shake, pump 3 times, wash with clean hands. That's the directions. And I love their motto, because it says made by humans with vaginas for humans with vaginas, because it takes one to know one. Like, that is so cute. I'll have to let y'all know how I feel like down the line. I'll let y'all know again, definitely, for sure. All I do as of late is just pump a couple whatever, like I pump some of it into a washcloth or a baby washcloth or my hand, and then I wash, you know what I mean? And like I repeat the process I did with the baby dove. You don't have to wash multiple times, like if you don't want to. Like that's my 1-2. That's my 1-2. Like I wash once, wash a second time. I know a lot of people only do it once, but if you've never really thoroughly cleaned down there, I think twice to 2 to 3 times would be good. But you don't really have to do it overkill. But just make sure everything is cleaned, all good, you got everything good, you covered all the bases, and then we can move on to our behind. So I know a lot of people use washcloths, or you can even use your hand, but people use washcloths because they're rougher. But yeah, I just use the Dove Deep Moisture. I don't recommend using anything scented down there either, because it's so close to the front part. So just get down there, put a couple squirts of soap on the rag and gets it going. You know, I know a lot of people let it sit in there too, which I do as well. Like you let it sit in there, because your butt, you can't play with that. Like there's poop that comes out of there. Like we gotta clean that out. Men, take notes, because we all know that y'all don't like to get in between there. And then you just rinse that out with water. So then that's basically it. I'm not gonna get into shaving. That's a whole nother video in itself, but I will touch on grooming. You can trim it, you know what I mean, so it's not completely unruly if you want. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like you have to shave something, or it has to look a certain way, or whatever the case may be. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable. But if you're not comfortable with shaving, or you want to go get waxed or lasered or whatever you can afford or feel like doing, by all means, go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? But that's not me. I shave. If you want me to tell you how I do so, just let me know down below and I can totally do that. But yeah, just to groom, you could take designated scissors, like little eyebrow scissors that you have, or you can take a trimmer. They make trimmers specifically for down there, you know, so you could do that if you want. Then once you get out of the shower, I know some people use paper towels to pat themselves dry down there, because towels can hold so much bacteria as well if it's not a fresh new towel. But you should be smooth. Pat it dry. Don't like rub or be super aggressive. Like this is a very sensitive area, okay? It's very sensitive, okay? So you want to treat it as such. And then once it's dry, if you feel like you need to moisturize it, don't use any of the scented lotions you put on the rest of your body. You can use coconut oil, but run that by your gynecologist or your doctor first, because I know everybody is different and it won't agree with some people. As long as you're not putting it up in your vaginal canal, you should be fine. Because I know a lot of people use coconut oil for moisture down there, and I've done the same. It hasn't really upset me, but if you get it in your vaginal canal, I'm pretty sure coconut oil is like acidic, so it'll throw your pH balance off. Okay, so now that I've told you guys how I wash down there and things like that, I'm gonna hop into the tips and tricks about how to keep your feminine health on point. Okay, so firstly, we're going to talk about underwear, because I'm sure underwear is what you put on right when you get out of the shower, okay? So you want to make sure you're always putting on clean underwear. That's a major key. I hope we all know that. But I'm just making sure I'm covering all my bases. You want to make sure you're always putting on clean underwear. But when you wash your underwear, try to keep the fragrances to a minimum, because we don't want anything like scented down there. I know a lot of people like to use baby detergent and things like that because it's super sensitive. So, I mean, if you're not like super picky about it and you think it's not going to mess with you, then don't worry about it. But I know some people are super sensitive when it comes to stuff like that, so you want to keep the fragrances to a minimum, like, period, in my opinion. Yo, I have a headache. This is so tight. I know it probably looks so childish, but whatever. I think it's cute. I know some people change out their underwear every 2 to 3 months, so you could do that if you can afford to do so. You know, go pick up some cheap panties from Walmart. You know, your panties don't always have to be cute. And that leads me into my next point. Make sure you're always wearing breathable cotton underwear. If you want to wear a thong every once in a while, or the cute lace panties so you feel good for yourself and things like that, or you just want to look good or whatever the case may be, then by all means do that, but don't do it often. Thongs are so uncomfortable. So I would say keep wearing thongs to like a minimum, like do it for special occasions and stuff, but wear cotton underwear as much as you can because it's super breathable. I know a lot of people say wear pure white cotton underwear because the dyes can also mess with you down there too. Like, bro, our stuff is so sensitive, it's insane. Even like tights and stuff, when I was younger, my mom would always make sure I wore 100% cotton tights, so everything was like completely breathable for me. So like you're not sweating and keeping all of that buildup in there. And that's another thing I want to say. Sweat and wet clothes and wet underwear, get out of them as fast as you can. Like your bathing suit, like that is going to hold so much bacteria that can really give you a yeast infection. So make sure you change out of wet and sweaty clothes as quick as you can, because but when you have the chance, and if you feel comfortable with doing so, don't sleep in any underwear. Try to make things as breezy as possible when you're sleeping, because that's the perfect time to make sure everything is breathing properly, because downstairs needs that. It needs to breathe, okay? So you're going to want to wear like a loose shorts, a loose like nightgown or something like that if you don't feel comfortable sleeping like without anything on down there. Loose shorts, loose pants, things like that. Just no underwear, because you don't want anything that's very restricting. Now that brings me into discharge. So this is like a uncomfortable topic I feel like people don't want to talk about, but discharge is completely 100% normal. I know a lot of people have like, that I know personally, have kind of been like, oh, when I was younger I didn't know what it was, or like, you know, I didn't know what was going on, and you know, that's like really scary that they didn't have somebody like a motherly figure or something like that to really teach them about what was going on. So discharge is completely normal, but the thickness, the scent, the color of your discharge are telltale signs of like if there's an infection. If your discharge is thick and chunky, kind of like cottage cheese, then it's a yeast infection. And then if it's like fishy and kind of like milky and gray, it's bacterial vaginosis. Both of these things are very, very common, and they're easily treatable, so you can go get them treated. It's just something that a lot of people struggle with, and it shouldn't be stigmatized. It's completely natural. It's something that our bodies do. So, you know, just go to the doctor if you feel like something might be up, and don't even risk it. The camera angle might be a little wonky, but I had to come back. I had to take a second, let my camera charge again. Your discharge is strong enough to bleach clothes. Like, it can bleach your underwear, so it can be so acidic sometimes depending on the color of your underwear. I think that is so cool, honestly. Text message. So if you ever see like discoloration in your underwear from your discharge, that's what it is. A lot of people, if you have like a lot of excess discharge, they wear panty liners. I don't do this, but you totally can if you want. Now that I've talked about like those tips, we're gonna get into the tips, like the actual like quick tips. My first major tip is to drink a lot of water and take probiotics. So I take the Spring Valley Women's Probiotic. I know I mentioned to you guys that Azo makes one, but it is super expensive in my opinion, like $25 for some pills. It better give me a whole new coochie. This supports normal bowel function, promotes immune function, and helps support women's urinary tract and flora health. Promoting your urinary tract health is really important, so I'll get into that in a second, because y'all know your girl has had a little tussle with the UTIs. So, and as far as urinary tract health goes, taking anything with cranberries in it or cranberry extract like this also has probiotics in it and vitamin C, which is good for immune system, but this is just helps cleanse and protect your urinary tract, which is key. Like drinking lots of water and taking like cranberry juice and stuff. If you're gonna drink cranberry juice, make sure that it's all natural, or pineapple juice to help with the taste or anything like that down there. Make sure that it's natural 100% pineapple juice. There's no additive sugars because that's counterproductive. But my next tip is just drink lots of water, because that's how your body rids of its toxins, is like peeing and number twoing or whatever. So if you're not drinking enough water and you're dehydrated, not only in general is it how your body, it helps your body function period, but it just helps, you know, your body rid of toxins, which is super important. You've got to be super careful when you're having sex, because some people don't take care of themselves the way you might be taking care of yourselves. Their bacteria is not going to agree with what you got going on. You know, your system's not gonna like that bacteria that they may have. So you always want to practice safe sex, from birth control to condoms to whatever you need to use to be safe. You do that. Another fun fact, men's semen can throw off your pH balance if it's like left in you and stuff like that. So what are men good for? What are they good for? And make sure you're always peeing after sex, because you will get a UTI if you don't pee after sex. Like, there's literal bacteria going into your vaginal canal. You have to pee after you have sex. And our urethra is so close to like our vaginal canal, I guess it is. Like, I don't really know how to explain it scientifically, because I'm not, you know. Your urethra is really close to something. I don't remember what it is. But okay, so basically what I was trying to say is according to healthline.com, it says UTIs are more common in women than in men because their urethra is shorter and the bacteria needs to travel a shorter distance to reach their bladder. Is what I was trying to say, okay? Do not douche. You don't want to douche because it's like literally putting vinegar in your vaginal canal. Like I said, it's self-cleaning. You don't need to do anything to clean it. I know they make douches to get rid of some infections, but please just go to the doctor. I don't know if they prescribe them medically, but if they do, then that's different. I'm not entirely sure, but I wouldn't recommend just picking one up from the drugstore, because it's literally like shooting saline water or vinegar or whatever it is into a thing that cleans itself. My last tip is take apple cider vinegar baths. So if you want to make sure everything is smooth down there and you want to get rid of any possible odor that there might be, put a cup or two in your bath water and soak for like 15 to 20 minutes. If it's a problem that doesn't need for you to go to the doctor, like it's just like you're just off that day, your pH balance might be a little off that day, apple cider vinegar is your best friend. That's one of the things I like so much about honey pot, is that there's apple cider vinegar in it. Okay guys, so that's all I have for my feminine hygiene routine, and those are all the tips and tricks I have so you could keep your feminine health on point. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications so you never miss when I post a brand new video. Like I said in the beginning, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.